get those studs tightened up. Now I can put the 12mm nuts back on top. And then tighten those back down again to the correct torque, whatever they're supposed to be. I just have to hook up the coolant lines and plug it back in. I really think if I had had like a box-ended crow's foot, it would have been a lot easier to do, but I couldn't get to these 12mm on the back side of that exhaust tube, so I had to take it off the heat exchanger off the back. I definitely didn't want to use an open-ended crow's foot because that would have just rounded over those bolt heads. I definitely didn't want to use an open-ended crow's foot because that would have just rounded over those bolt heads. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, put you back in. Click. And then put this reservoir back on. Sorry, that's not a master cylinder because it's a weird hybrid system on this. But it does say brake fluid, so it's got to be for something about the brake. I assume that's ABS right next to it. Now, is it distinctly possible this didn't do anything? Yes, but I didn't want to take all the intake manifold off and do any real troubleshooting. 200,000 miles seems like a good time for an EGR valve. It's an intermittent code, so it kind of fixes itself. Just says it's a low flow issue, something like that. And obviously, $300 seemed a lot easier to start with. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Probably should have started with this, huh? It goes to emissions this month. All right. So many modules on this. All right, so right now we're only showing one fault, which is on the telematics, but it does some weird thing on that screen, so I'm not worried about that. I've done that before. Okay. So no trouble codes at this point. Even my little Harbor Freight guy says no emissions related DTCs. All right, let's try to get this engine up to temperature. I'm not seeing any coolant leaks at this time. 2GRFXE. I should only have to get a good drive cycle out of it and hope that that code does not come back. After all, who wants to waste their time at emissions if you're going to have to come back because that comes back on again? Well, I hope that solved the problem. Really not too difficult of a job, assuming I did it right.